Welcome to the Kaw Valley State Bank postgame show. I'm your host, Jack Denebeim, and I'm here with Cardinals Volleyball players Ellie and Rayah Foltz after the team's very exciting win over Tonganoxie tonight. And guys, it was a very entertaining matchup tonight. How do you feel after tonight's win?
I'm really excited. I love playing Tongi. It's always pretty competitive for us, and we have a little bit of a rivalry. So I think it was great to go out there and get a win as a team.
The home court advantage was huge tonight. I think our student section did a lot of the work for us. We saw them this weekend and had a tough loss, so that just feels good to move on to this weekend.
Talking about the home court advantage, it was pink out night. Why is that special for you guys?
Well, I mean, everyone knows someone that has battled or fought cancer, and that just makes the night that much more special to every player that's out there because we know that we're playing for a cause. So I think that really helped, and like Rayah said, having the home court advantage, I mean, people really showed up tonight and supported us.
Yeah, I think the reminder of knowing we're playing for more than ourselves is huge. I think we raised a lot of money tonight for just such a great cause. People came out just to support us and the cause, which was amazing.
Let's get to tonight's entertaining matchup. There in the third set, you guys were down for much of it, but kept fighting, kept battling, and ended up winning the third set. Just talk to me about that adversity you guys faced and how did you overcome it?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was just learning to focus in and focus on the next ball or this ball mentality. That really helped us, especially whenever we had like a little bit of a mistake. It helped whenever we were there to pick each other up.
Yeah, I think it was huge. We all had the same mindset. We had the same goal, and sometimes that doesn't happen on the court. Some people are just off in their own world. So I think we really worked together and pulled together there at the end.
With it, going back and forth there in the third set, especially down the stretch, was there ever a point there down towards the end where you guys kind of like thought maybe you were going to pull off the comeback there?
I'd say yeah. I mean, going back to the home court advantage again, people were there to support us and cheer for us whenever we made a good play, and I think that really helped us rally back, especially whenever we were down.
Yeah, I think throughout it all, I know I had the mindset we could always pull it off. This summer we battled some tough games and came back from some huge downfalls. Just reminding yourself all things are possible, which was great for us.
How'd you guys kind of feel when you saw that final point go down and you guys completed the comeback there in the third set?
I was relieved that we were able to put it away, but also really excited. I mean, it's always fun to have a win at home, and this big of a night for us in Eudora is always special to the community. So, yeah.
I would just say filled with joy. It was just so exciting, turning around to my teammates. Everyone's yelling, getting excited to bring it home to the student section, and the home crowd was awesome.
Now going into the second set here, you guys started out that second set very strong and never really took your foot off the gas. Why did you guys have so much success there in the second set?
I think we were doing really well, just staying focused on where the ball was at and kind of anticipating what their next play would be without them doing it. Also, our aggressive serving helped out in that set and just, feeding off each other's energy the whole time.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with serving. Serving was a huge part of that game, and just staying focused on our energy, not theirs, because they were kind of going down, so staying on our side of the court was huge for us.
Much like the third set, the first set tonight started out very entertaining. How do you guys kind of like stay focused when things are getting loud and the student section is jumping around? How do you guys maintain your focus and kind of keep battling in sets like that?
I'd say just being aware of what's happening on the other side of the net. That always helps whenever you're pointing out who's in the front row and who's hitting, who has hands, if she is dead or up. That just feeds to the rest of the people on the court, and just talking about what you see. It always helps people register like what's going to happen in the next ball.
Yeah, I would say normally I kind of zone out like my surroundings. Just like Ellie said, talking about like what's going on through your head, like following the middle hitter, watching the outside. It's huge talking about that stuff. It just kind of like takes that out of the scene for you.
There was a pretty controversial moment there in the first set, I believe like 9-7 there. I'm not too sure what happened, but what happened from your guys' perspective on that? And but you guys bounced back from it. So what made you guys kind of overcome that controversy?
I'd say we were just, again, the next ball mentality or this ball. Because people, there's always going to be a call that you don't agree with, and you have to learn to move past that and not stay hung up on what happened a few points ago. And I think we've done a really great job this year of doing that.
Yeah, I would agree. Just controlling what you can control is important, just to keep that mentality. Because if you're focused on the refs and what they're calling, you're not going to get anywhere.
You guys play Baldwin on Monday, your rivals again. Finally get them on your home court, though. So what are you guys' thoughts on that matchup?
I'm really excited. I think it'll help a lot having our own energy. This time, the last few times we've played them, it's been at their house. So I think it'll be really fun. It's always competitive with them, like Tongi, I'd say. And the whole team gets excited, and everyone in the community just go out and play as hard as we can.
Yeah, I'm definitely so excited because I think our whole school knows we all have a rivalry against Baldwin. So just like them coming to support us will be huge, and just working together because we know we all want that win so much.
That's all the questions I got for you guys. Thank you. This is the Kaw Valley State Bank postgame show. Kaw Valley State Bank, Eudora's community bank since 1899. I'm Jack Denebeim, reporting for the Eudora Times. Welcome back to the Kaw Valley State Bank postgame show. I'm your host, Jack Denebeim, and I'm here with Cardinals Volleyball head coach Brooke Hopper after the team's exciting win over Tonganoxie. And Coach, how do you feel after tonight's victory?
You know, it never gets old winning at home, especially when you sweep them. It still feels great.
Speaking of home court, tonight, Pink Out Night, why is that kind of special for you guys and special for the team?
Yeah, Pink Out Night is always a big night across in the volleyball world. And whenever I first came to Eudora, they told me that they do it big here. And I thought, okay, you know, we did it big where I came from too. And then they started explaining everything. And I was like, whoa, you really do it big here. I was not fully prepared. The parents take on all of this 100%. And we are so grateful for them. They do an amazing job. Raising money for local families that are battling cancer, and the money all goes directly to them. And it's usually in the thousands, and so it's really great. And we get such a great crowd. We also have such great support from our local businesses. There were over 50 gift baskets tonight from 50 different businesses. And so that's always a great night, but then it brings people out and it brings energy out. And, you know, we always talk about volleyball, and you need momentum. So then it was also the activity of the week for the students. So they get their points, they get to come support volleyball. Then they get to see how fun it is to watch volleyball. I don't know how many people I've said, like, oh, a lot more goes into volleyball than I ever thought. And I'm like, yeah, it really does. And it's a really fun sport to watch. And so it just feels like we're drawing more and more people out as we go through the season. And so it's really great to always see new faces in the crowd.
Let's get to tonight's very entertaining matchup. There in the first set, it was very back and forth in terms of points. Just talk to me kind of what adjustments you had to make in the first set.
You know, coming into this, we know we played them on Saturday at a tournament, and that, you know, it fell the other way. So we knew we wanted to get some revenge on them. We were not at our best on Saturday, and we knew that. It was a tough day for us, and this was one of those things that we wanted to bounce back from and really show who we are in that bounce back. And so we knew they had a couple of good middles, and those were their main offensive weapons. And so we talked a lot, and we got a lot of reps in from hitting at the middles. And I think that our defense did a really great job of picking those balls up early and proving a point. We got some big blocks early. And, you know, as a hitter, that can be a little bit deflating whenever you're used to just going and pounding balls to get some blocks, and then the defense pick up every ball after every ball. It gets a little deflating. And so that was our game plan, and that's what the girls executed. So they had to start tipping at us. That was another thing we knew that was coming at us. And so the girls were just very aware and picked up on those visual cues pretty well tonight.
In the first set there was a controversial call kind of midway through. Just kind of what happened there, and how'd you guys bounce back from that?
I mean, the call is what it is, right? Like, we don't always get the calls that we want or that we think, but, you know, as a coach, if it's big enough deal, I'll argue for a second. But I also know that I have my team looking at me, and our goal is to move on to the next ball. So while I might get my comment in, it's very important for me to move on to the next ball as well and just let it be what it is. And if we still feel that it was a wrong call, then I just tell the girls, prove it. Prove that it was the wrong call and go finish a ball even harder. And that's exactly what they did. So it was really great to see that.
There in the second set, you guys came out really strong, ended up winning that one 25-14, I believe it was. Just what was so successful in that second set?
You know, we got up early. We really took the momentum and took control of that set. And it just, there was really never a point that I felt like the momentum shifted back to Tongi. We did a great job of controlling that. So, yeah.
In the third set there, perhaps the most entertaining set of the night. You guys came back. You were down for much of it. Just talk to me about the adversity you guys faced in that set, and how'd you guys bounce back from that?
Yeah, so we were on the other side of the momentum on that set. It was really like nobody could get momentum. It was just a couple balls here, a couple balls there, and it was, we would get within 1 or 2, and then we would drop down to being within 3 or 4, and it would just kind of go back and forth. There wasn't a real, control of the game there. And so, I finally called a timeout and said, listen, we have got to get a first ball kill. We got to use this opportunity. We got to keep them off of the net. We know tips are coming at us. They haven't been able to put a ball down. We know what they're going to do. We're making this a lot harder than it needs to be at this point. And the girls took that on, and we finished some balls. We still struggled a little bit as the set went on. But there at the end, the energy of the gym and the girls really, they have really dug into listening whenever we talk about focusing on the next ball and not letting that energy drop. So at the beginning of the season, and still sometimes now, we see, a few plays go by and we're struggling to finish a ball a little bit. Like that last set, we had 3 hitting errors in a row, just hitting them out. We missed several serves tonight that we don't typically miss. And so that can be deflating, but they have really taken on the task of just making sure that they are keeping their body language good. I see the changes in them these last couple of weeks, and it's a really great thing to see. And I keep telling them, like, our goal is not to peak right now. Our goal is to peak at the end of the season in a few weeks. And I think that's really kept them on an upward trajectory, and they were able to take back control of that game and finish some really big balls. And the energy in the gym was just electric.
Speaking of the energy in the gym, just kind of talk to me a little bit more about that, and people going wild, and just what kind of made that give the team a spark.
Addie went out and put a hard ball down in the middle of the court, and while that's always fun to see, that was a very much needed ball on the floor at that point. And so that's when I kind of settled down a little bit, I think, and maybe my blood pressure might have dropped a point or 2, and I could breathe a little bit. But I have faith in my girls. I know that even if that was going to go to a 4th set, I knew that they were going to be able to pick that up. So just having that extra energy in the crowd, we had a huge student section tonight. There was people standing along the walls. I don't know if it was standing room only. I didn't pay that much attention, but I did see people lined up against the walls. And when that last point came out for us, it was just, kids on the court, and I don't even know. It got crazy, but it was a blast for sure.
When that final point did go down, what was kind of going through your mind when you guys completed the comeback there in the third set?
I just told myself to breathe. And honestly, I get so excited for these girls. You see me jumping around and hooping and hollering on the sideline, and it's because I get so excited for these girls. They work so hard. We have such great leadership in our upperclassmen, especially our seniors. And I know tonight was really special for them. Not only getting the revenge on Tongi, but, last year they went there and they got swept at Tongi. And so, it goes back and forth. We play in a really tough league. And we know any given night it could go any given way. So having the home court advantage, it being our pink out night, everybody has somebody that's been affected by cancer. And, we want to play for them. We want to play hard for them. And we have a big crowd. We want to make sure that we keep them coming back to support our program. And so just all of those things tonight was kind of the perfect storm for us. And I'm really proud of the girls. I'm really happy for them.
You guys play Baldwin on Monday, your rivals again, but this time you get them on the home floor. What are your kind of early thoughts on that matchup?
Well, we are excited to have them on our home court. So we have split with them. We beat them, then they beat us. And so this is our league night with them, and it's at home. And I have no doubt there will be another fantastic crowd. The girls said everybody, comes out to this one. Even when we played at Baldwin last week or the week before, I'm not sure when that was, we still had a student section there. We had some great kids come out and support us. So I know when it's at home, it's going to be very similar to tonight, and it's going to be a very similar fight. The girls know the rest of our season is a fight for every single point, and they are not taking that for granted at all. They are locked in, and they're ready to fight every single point.
Great. That's all the questions I got for you, Coach. Thank you. This is the Kaw Valley State Bank postgame show. Kaw Valley State Bank, Eudora's community bank since 1899. I'm Jack Denebeim, reporting for the Eudora Times.